Yes, people, welcome back to the podcast, the Pitch Perfect one. And this is another episode of Trafford Talks. And before I get into anything, first and foremost, I know one or two of my guys have already got onto me, and I know I have to apologize first of all for the inconsistency. I know I mentioned before that I will try to be a bit more consistent, but people just bear with me. I'm still learning the YouTube game. I'm still learning the industry. I'm still learning about myself in general with how the YouTube game works. I'm still trying to balance the YouTube thing with my life, with the personal things I have to deal with, and with work and whatnot. So just bear with me. It's gonna get better over time, I promise. But it has been slightly a bit more difficult as of late, but I promise it should get better sooner rather than later. Also, with that being said, another point I need to add is that due to the fact of my occupied schedule, as you've seen, people, I wasn't able to upload any match reactions for the Bodø Glimt game or even this Everton game. So what I'm gonna do is just run through a quick summarized review on both games on this segment, and then just a little preview on the game against Arsenal, just to highlight and touch up on all points. I think it's only fair. It's only fair to do so. So without further ado, let's start from the beginning. So Bodø Glimt on Thursday night, Theatre of Dreams, under the lights. First game at home for Amarim. Initially I was happy with the lineup. I'll be honest with you, people. I was happy with the lineup. You had Anthony on the right hand side and Malacia on the left hand side. I wanted a bit more dynamism on, like, as for wing backs. That's what I wanted. I wanted to see I therefore wanted to see a left footed on the left hand side and a right footed on the right hand side. But the fact that it was Anthony to play on the right hand side of as a wing back, I saw the idea. I understood the logic, so I wasn't too mad at it. I was very willing and open minded to see how it was gonna work out. And in fairness, look, I knew myself that Bodo Glimt are a very good team. I think I mentioned it on Football Talk with the boys that Bodo Glimt are a good team. They had very good results against good opposition last season in the Europa League. So this was never going to be no pushover. They were not just going to come and sit back and just hope that we didn't win. They were going to play, implement their own style, and that's what they done. We got a goal up within 60 seconds of the game, and then before you know it, 25 minutes, they were 2-1 up. And that's how quickly it changes in Europe. That's how quickly the game can be gone away from you, can be taken away from you in these stages, in these competitions. So Bodo Glimt are a very good team. They came with the idea. They didn't come to sit back. They came to play. They came to implement their identity. And kudos to them, full credit to them. But unfortunately, when you have better players on paper, when you have better players on the pitch, sometimes that's all it takes. You might not be the better team in terms of performance, but just because of the quality you have in numbers, it always prevails in the end. So, like I said, with the Malacia and Anthony as wing backs, I understood the idea, and I was willing to see how it worked out. Both of them were solid 6 out of 10 games. It's fair to say. I mean, I wasn't looking at them too hard because Malachi just came back from a long-term injury, so he was so rusty. I mean, he got outpaced. I think was it for the second goal he got outpaced for, so I can't, when he's leggy, he's still rusty. He hasn't played much football. Even when he was fully fit under Ten Hag, he didn't get to play much football, so he's still very rusty. As for Anthony, the same story as well. Hasn't played much football this season. His confidence has been shot. He's just been brushed under the carpet. He's just been pushed to the side almost. So I was taking the game. I was taking their performances with a pinch of salt. I didn't want to criticize them. I didn't want to be too hard on them. The performance I got from both players was expected. I didn't expect no masterclass just because, like I mentioned, the situations at hand. The back three was, if I'm not mistaken, was Mazraoui, De Ligt, and Luke Shaw. So again, Oh, sorry, no, not Luke Shaw. Lisandro Martinez. And again, the back three solid. Just obviously, when you concede two goals, it's hard to come out and give everyone tens out of tens. But individually, neither of them looked horrible. They all were competent. They all held their own. They all done their thing. I mean, Mazraoui. I mean, come on. I mean, that guy still of the season. Still of the season. Absolute baller. Absolute baller. I knew he was good from seeing him at his time with Ajax under Ten Hag, but I didn't realize he was this good. He's slept on, heavily slept on. Like on the ball, off the ball, he's reading on the game, his intelligence, he's everything about him. That's the most impressive thing about him. It's not even his defensive abilities, it's not even his passing, it's not even his crossing or his pace, or it's his IQ. Like his IQ is probably one of the best in the team. Like he's so smart. He always makes the 9.5 times out of 10. Mazraoui always makes the right decision. Whether it's a pass, whether it's a clearance, whether it's a tackle, he always makes the right decision. Since he's joined, I don't think he's given us any less than a 7 out of 10. Like he's been that good. He's been that solid, you know. So Mazraoui, I don't know. And this role in the right hand side of the three, it looks like it suits him as well. It looks like it suits him. At the same time, I know that he's that good that he could play as well as a wing back, as a right wing back if we need it. Like he's that good. He's that versatile. You know, he could play as a left wing back if we need it. Like he's such a complete player. Such a complete player. Much respect, much credits to him. What a performance. You know, I mean the ball for Hoyland for the assist. I mean to beat your man, to beat the opposition player, and then to put in a ball like that. You know, the finish as well from Hoyland. You have to put your hands up and give to him. What a finish! What an absolute finish! I know that I've been at Hoyland, you know, ever since he came back from injury. I've been at him because I expect the performance he had against Bodø is what I expect to see from him. The goals that he scored, the way he took those goals is what I expect, is what I want to see from him. Is what we pay the big bucks for him for, you know. So when he doesn't do that, or when he only does 10% of what he can do, 10% of that, that's when I get really annoyed, really disappointed, and that's why I react the way I do react. Because I feel like, look, I'm not saying he's a Lewandowski or what you call it. I'm not saying it's a Lewandowski or a Luis Suarez or I don't know who the top guys are in the game at the moment, or Harry Kane. I'm not saying he's that ilk of a player, but what I'm saying is just that he has got something about him. He has got something about him. You know, he's big, he's tall, he's got the strength. He's a good finisher. He's not an unreal finisher, but he's a good finisher. You give him a chance and he can score. And that's it. And that's why, like, that's the issue I have. When he's been given the chances and he doesn't score, it annoys me because we don't create enough chances for our strikers. I could put my hands up. Anyone can put their hands up and admit that we don't create enough chances for our forward line. But it's about when you get the chances, you put it in, you know, you stick it in. And that's what he done. You know, that first goal, you know, the ball from Mazraoui was a good ball, but it was a tight position. It was a very difficult position for him. You know, he took the first touch and then he had to. It was almost instinctual. He was an instinct. You know, you don't get that off the training ground. That's just instinct. You know, and you know within a split second, he uses his right foot and slots it in. That's a striker's goal. That's a proper number 9 goal, and that's what I want to see from him because I know he got that in his locker. He got that in his locker. His technical level is decent enough for him to be able to produce goals like that. You know, so but that's the thing with Hoyland. Like you see the quality that I'm on about, especially in the European games. In the league, it's been hard to come by, but in Europe, even last season in the Champions League, you know, the game against Galatasaray, where I think he scored a goal or 2 goals. You know, you see the quality in bursts. You know, in Europe with Hoyland, he's shown that quality against Copenhagen. He's shown that quality over and over again in Europe. So like I'm not totally counted him off yet, but like this is just what I want to see. Or that's what I'm hoping from Hoyland. A goal involvement every second game. That's all I'm asking for. You know, I'm not expecting him to be no Harry Kane or no Lewandowski, but All I'm just expecting is just to be a steady striker that can get me a goal involvement every 3 games if you're pushing it. That's what I really want. But yeah, no, people, 2 good goals from Ireland. And Garnacho, obviously, with the first goal, which came from Hoyland pressuring the goalkeeper. You know, Garnacho, after the goal, to be honest, shocking performance. I mean, the amount of chances he missed, he could have went home with the match ball. He was that bad. He really was that bad, you know. So yeah, this is the problem with Garnacho. This is the problem. Because he gets the goal, he kind of masks his whole performance. And quite frankly, he himself, he probably is his own biggest critic, and he knows that his performance wasn't great, irrespective of the goal. So yeah, it was one of those ones that it was just vital we got the win, regardless of how we played. We just had to get the win. The performance was not a world class, United of all type of performance, but you could tell the dominance was there. You could tell the control was there. A bit of the control, I should say, was there. You know, so no complaints. Bruno in the 8. I want Bruno in the 8. In this team, I think Bruno in the 8 is where it suits him the most. Bruno in the forward line as an attacking 10. I just don't think it works under this formation. So I would like to see Bruno in the middle instead. He keeps it a bit more simple. He keeps it simple. He doesn't go for the Hollywood balls. He can track up and down. He can run for days. He's got the energy. He's got the physicality. He's got an eye for a pass as well. I'm not saying he gets the passes right 10 times out of 10, but he's got an eye the odd time. So I think in the 8, it brings out a much more safe, much more ball retention side to him, if that makes sense. So I would like to see more of that, like of him in the 8 rather than in the attacking 10. So overall, the game against Bodø was a good game, good watch. Bodø, good team, like I said, they came out, they played football. They threatened us here and there a few times, but we went away with the win. First win for Amorim in Europe as United manager. First win for Amorim in Old Trafford as United manager. So there was no complaints. And then pushing on to the Everton game, I mean, wow, people. Wow. I think this is the best performance I've seen from the team all season long. Probably you can even push it to the last season. This is the best performance I've seen from my club all season long. It's not even about the fact that we won 4-0, but just the performances, the individual performances, the collective performances, the sequence in passing. Man, it's been a while since I've heard the fans ole the players after every sequence of passing. Ole. I've not seen that. I've not seen that from my club, people. This is what I'm talking about. These are the levels. I've not seen this from my club. I've not heard the fans oleing players when making passes in God knows how long. This is the levels that I'm talking about, people. We were cruising. We were oozing. We were cooking in that game. From top to bottom, from Onana all the way to Xerxes, we were cooking. Everton had no match. Don't get me wrong, they started the game really well. Looked threatening with Beto and McNeil. They looked a bit threatening. But after the first goal from Rashford, which deflected off Brentwaite, the game was a different game. Immediately, completely different game from there. I mean, I've already spoken about Mazraoui earlier, and he just keeps oozing. Another steady. Like Mazraoui is so good that you don't even realize him playing because he's that good. Like people, I don't think you understand. Like Mazraoui is that good that you don't even realize, you don't even pay attention to him because he's that good that you're just like, okay, yeah, you know what, you already know what you're gonna get from him. You're gonna get the steady 7 out of 10. You already know that. Yeah, no, Mazraoui is still of the summer. De Ligt and Martinez, very good balance. Very, very good balance. I like the balance we have with the 3 of them. Not only are they good on the ball, but they can play through the lines, and also they have the ability to track back as well. They have the ability to track back if we need to. They have the ability to play high. So when they play high, it allows us to be able to press high. It allows us to be able to defend from the front. So that pairing of Mazraoui, the lead, and Martinez, I'm loving it. You know, you have the right hand, the right center back on the right hand side, the right footed center back on the right hand side, the left footed center back on the left side, and it's just beautiful. It's just smooth. You're able to open up the pitch on both sides. Absolute smooth, absolutely oozing, absolutely oozing. You know, so the back three, Onana as well, made a very good save from Calvert-Lewin's header. You know, so very, very, very good performance from the back four. Very deserving of their clean sheet. You know, pushing up forward, Casemiro and Kobe Mainoo were the middle two. And to be honest with you, I think both their performances went under the radar, maybe just because of how well our front line looked, that their performances went under the radar, but they look good. You know, Kobe Mainoo, this is his first game back since his injury, so he was always going to be rusty. You know, he got booked. You know, he's going to be missing the game against Arsenal, which is a big loss. So is Martinez as well. But him and Casemiro, that pairing, I mean, we know already. We've seen them paired up together. We know it works. We know they can work well off each other. You know, and they were both steady performances, no complaints at all. Yes, they both got beat the odd time. They both lost the ball the odd time. But in the middle of the park, when it's as congested as it is in those kind of games where you're playing against physical players, physical midfielders like Gana Gay or Doucouré, you're gonna get that. You know, and they held their own. I have no complaints. You know, Dallo on the left hand side, he held his own. Dallo as well, Mr. Consistent. He just does his job consistent. He's not been great lately. Don't get me wrong, but he just does his job on the low key and moves on and keeps it stepping. You know, on the right hand side of the wing backs, a masterclass, a madness. People, you're not listening to me. I said a madness. Yeah, that's right. That's right. The Ivorian Messi. Ahmad flipping Diallo. That's right. He is really him. He is him. He was cooking oh my goodness. Wow. From start to finish, from the first minute to the last, he was cooking on that position. You know, in the game against Ipswich, I was critical of him, not because of his ability as a player. I know his ability as a player. I was critical more so of the fact that he wouldn't like to run back on the other side, you know, and like I said, he had got spun by Smodics, you know, and stuff like that. I don't want to see Ahmad in our own box, you know, chasing wingers and stuff like that. But wow, my goodness, man. He lifted it up an inch in this game. He looked like he was starving. He looked like he was hungry. Bro looked like he was going through Ramadan and he chasing every ball. Bro was hungry. Oh my goodness, what complete performance. Complete performance on the ball, off the ball, in possession, passing, defending, pressing. Full package. What more do you want? What more can you ask for? And for that reason, Eric Ten Hag needs to go on trial. He still needs to stand on trial, because for him to be able to fade away this player, for him to be able to fade Jadon Sancho out and Amad Diallo away from our team, all these years, you know, going to spend 70, 80, 90 million on Anthony, you know, when we had an Amad Diallo who was just chilling. Man, Ten Hag has to pay for his crimes one way or another. But yeah, Ahmad, absolute man of the match. Oozing performance, 8.5 performance out of 10. Oozing. It was unfortunate he didn't get a goal, but he got 2 assists. He won us the game. Almost, I think, by the first goal, every other goal he was involved in. He got the 2 assists. He got the 2 assists for the 2 Xerxes goals. Oh no, sorry, not the 2 Xerxes. The 2. No, not the 2 Xerxes goals. My bad. He got an assist for Xerxes' second goal. He got an assist for Rashford's first goal, and then he got an assist for he got those were the 2 assists he got, and then he was involved for Xerxes' first goal, winning the ball up high. Then Bruno got onto it and then slotted it in for Xerxes. So he was involved. He was involved. He was involved in 3 of our 4 goals. What a performance! The hunger for that second Xerxes goal, the hunger to chase down the defender. I'm not sure if it was Mikolenko or Brantwaite, but the hunger to just chase him down like a dog. Like I said, like he almost as if he was Ramadan, almost as if he was fasting. Bro was starving. Bro was starving for that ball. Bro was hunting man down for Xerxes' first goal, hunting man down, winning the ball up high. Bruno gets the ball, slots it to Xerxes into the net. For Xerxes' second goal, hunting the opposition defender down as well. Like there's no tomorrow. Slots into Xerxes. Xerxes gets his second goal. Perfect performance. I have no words to say for him. I mean, people, those of you who watch me, you know how much respect, how much I rate Ahmad. I mean, I've been calling out for him since the start of the season. I've been calling out for him to be starting, and he's just proving his worth. He's just proving his worth over and over again. It's crazy how we got this guy in, I think in 2019, I think all his first or second full season, and still it's only now that he's getting his flowers. We've had guys like Elanga, we've had guys like Garnacho, guys like Tai Chong, all getting more chances than Ahmad has ever got in his whole time at United. It's crazy. It is crazy, people. It is crazy. But look, when you're a good player, when you're a baller, you always show it eventually, one way or another, regardless of your surroundings, regardless of the system, you always show out. And he balled out. I have no complaints. I can't say anything about him. Like, look, I know in the Ipswich game I said that I would like to see Ahmad a bit more further forward, because I don't like the fact that he has to be tracking back and having to run the other direction. And I still stand on it, to be honest with you, people. But if he's cooking in this right wing back position, then so be it. So be it. Clearly, there must be something Amorim sees in him that we don't see as a wing back. But he's cooking. He's oozing the energy, people. Like I'm saying, bro was fasting. The energy, the tech, the quality, the end product, everything, complete performance. It's been a while since I've seen a Man United player have that good of a performance without scoring a goal. It's been a while, Xerxes as well got the 2 goals, but the 2 goals aside, he was oozing. I mean, the pass onto Ahmad for whose goal was it? For Rashford's second goal. I mean, come on. His back is facing play. He gets the ball. He doesn't even look. He knows already that Ahmad is running. Quick, immediately. Not many number 9s can do that in the game. Not many players can do that in the game now. Not many players can do that in the game, and that's the beauty of it, people. That is the beauty of it. That is the beauty of him as a player. And this is what I would like to see. I would like to see more of that. I would like to see more of that. Like, even he's finishing straight into the box, hungry like a fox. That's what I want to see from Xerxes. That's what I want, because I know all the other stuff outside of the box, the holding up the ball, the linking up with the midfielders, he can do that. But what I want to see is add the goals to it, which he did today. He got the 2 goals. I mean, Xerxes is as confident and as comfortable as they get. Pressure doesn't exist to him. You can tell he's that type of player, that pressure doesn't exist to him. Obviously, you could see he was shot in confidence, but pressure is nothing to him. Pressure is nothing to him. Like, he's a good finisher as well. You give him a chance and he will finish. Like I said, obviously, I've said before, I still want to see a bit more ruthlessness from him, when it comes to finishing. But when you're slotting goals the way he did today, I mean, come on, I have no complaints. So, absolute oozing performance. Rashford, 2 goals as well. He was hit and miss performance-wise, but in terms of the goals, good goals from him. The first goal deflected off Brantwaite, so you have to look at that with a pinch of salt. But the second goal, the way he just runs through to give Ahmad the option and then slots it past Jordan Pickford, beautiful goal. That's what I've been crying out all season, people. Like, I don't hate Rashford as a player. I don't hate Rashford as a man. Like, in terms of technical ability, he's got technical ability. He's able to shoot. He's got a good shot in him. He's able to get past the man. All these things, he's got the pace to get past the man. He's got the pace to chase the ball. You know, the only thing I've been complaining about is his IQ and end product. You know, when he's been in those situations. But from what I said, not the very first game even, but I think it was the game against Southampton. I said that look, all I want from Rashford, I don't expect Rashford to be moving like Luis Diaz or to be moving like Prime Ribery. Like all I just want from Rashford is at least a goal involvement, a goal or an assist every 2 games. That's all I want. Every 3 games pushing it. But that's what I just want, goal involvement from Rashford. Performance, he can be shit, that's fine. But this is what Liverpool get from Salah. Salah doesn't perform well. He might not have great games, but you know that some point in the 80th minute, in the 75th minute, he's slapping that penalty if it comes straight to him. He's rifling it. He's rifling the ball on the edge of the box if he gets the chance to. You know what you're gonna get, and that's what I want from Rashford. I kind of want that. That's the kind of quality I want. You know, performance-wise, I think we're far too gone. You know, he's 26 now, so you know, I'm not expecting him to. He's not a youth product anymore. You know, he's a man. You know, he's an established player now. He's been in the game for over 5-6 years now. So yeah. So like I said, people, I'm not expecting him to be Prime Ribery. I'm not expecting him to be a Jack Grealish. I just want goal involvement. I want stat pads. I'm being shameless. I want stat pads. Like the same way with Bruno used to be doing under Ole. Just stat padding. Shit performance, stat pad. Shit performance, stat pad. That's all I'm asking for. I've come to terms with it. I've settled with it. And that's all I want. That's all I'm asking for. Bruno played on the right hand side of the 10. He didn't look great. He looked all right. He had the energy. I mean, he got an assist, obviously, or 2 assists, I should say, for Xerxes and Rashford's goal. You know, but performance-wise, he kind of faded out, I think. I'm not going to say he was shit. He wasn't shit, but he kind of faded out a bit. You know, he was here and there. You know, he was very hit and miss, kind of like Rashford. But look, I can't complain, bro. You know, when you win 4-0, you can't really complain. Like I said, the back 3 steady, the midfield steady, the front 3 very good. You know, all involved in the goals. You know, so now it's going to be very interesting to see how we line up against Arsenal. Arsenal are coming off a 5-2 win against West Ham, so they're going to be confident. They're going to be buzzing, you know, at the Emirates as well. Since Arsenal are going up for the title charge, they have no choice but to come at us. They have no choice but to go for the game, to go for the win, to try to impose themselves immediately. You know, like I said earlier, with the suspensions of Kobe Mainoo and Lisandro Martinez, we go into the game without them too. So it's going to be a very good question to know whether have them two missing, how much of a damage really causes having them two missing. I mean, Luke Shaw in my opinion, would immediately slot into that left hand side of the 3, and then in the midfield, I think it probably will be an Ugarte and Casemiro pairing. I mean, I think that's probably the best pairing we would have for that game. I mean, because in the midfield, again, when you're playing an Arsenal midfield of Thomas Partey, Declan Rice, and Martin Odegaard, they've got legs for days. They're gonna run for days. They could easily overpower you if you're playing an Eriksen, you know, with a Casemiro. They could easily run over you, and before you know it, they're hitting you for 3, they're hitting you for 4, and that's the last thing you want at the Emirates as well. You know, when Arsenal get going, they get going. That's what I know about them. That's guaranteed. That's a given. That we've seen that there's too much evidence of that. That when they get going, they get going. You know, and with Odegaard being back, he's almost added a different level of confidence to the team. To the team, they look better. They look much more fluid. They look much more creative. Everything looks much more smoother with them now that he's back. So it's gonna be a difficult game. Like I said, I would like to see Ugarte in that midfield partnered up alongside Casemiro, because I mean Ugarte, since like he's looked solid as of late. You know, since I've actually got to watch him extensively and understood his role, he's been solid. He's just a nippy player. He's just very good at interceptions. He's very good at being front forward with interceptions. He will intercept, give the simple 5-yard pass. He's not going to be the one doing the breaking lines and chipping it and lobbing it. That's not his game. He's almost like he's almost like a Kante. He's just he's just a breaker. He's just a destroyer. Basically, that's his job. Obviously, he doesn't have the same power, the same physicality level as a Kante, but he's still physical. He's still got his physical level, his intensity, his hunger, his stamina is a joke. It's a joke. Like, to think that him and Valverde are in that midfield for Uruguay is crazy. It is crazy. Those guys can run for days. So, like I said, that would be my midfield too. I think that would be the best pairing to be able to match up against Arsenal's formidable midfield, Arsenal's powerful midfield. And yeah, like I said, Luke Shaw as well. Since he's came back from injury, he's still a bit rusty. Don't get me wrong, but he's looked good of late. He looked good against Bodø. He looked good as well here against Everton. So no complaints at all, people. No complaints with Luke Shaw and Ugarte starting in the game against Arsenal on Wednesday. So yeah, but nonetheless, though, people, it should be a good game. It's going to be a difficult game, but I'm going to probably, I think it is very hard to bet against an Arsenal win, but in the form that we're in, with how good we are looking under Amorim, with how well he seems to be implementing the formation and the system and the message to the players, I'm not going to say we're going to go out there and steamroll Arsenal, but there is a potential that we could nick something, that we could steal something from them. But I am going to go for a score draw. I think a score draw would be fair. But at the same time, if they do beat us, it's nothing to be mad about. I mean, they're on a different phase compared to us. We're still trying to find our feet. We're still trying to find ourselves. Heck, we're still trying to find our best 11, So it's going to be a good game, though. But I'm probably going to go for a score draw as my prediction. But yeah, nonetheless, though, people, absolute stunning performance. Absolute good performance. The performance against Bodø, we were in control. We were not great in terms of end product, in terms of finishing, in terms of attacking play. We're not as dynamic or as smooth as I wanted us to be, but there was the control there, was the possession there. We had, I think, about 65-70% possession. We were in control, and this Everton game, we even upped it up a bit more. We upped up the tempo a bit more. The possession was there, the finishing was there, the dynamism was there, everything was there. It was a complete performance. And to top it up with a clean sheet, you cannot complain. But in this Arsenal game, I'm not expecting us to be on that same level. I'm expecting them to have more of the ball. I'm expecting us to be behind the ball for majority of the game. But it's gonna be interesting to see how it lines up anyways in that game. But anyways, people, that's me anyways for my Trafford talks. I'd say Richie and Lawrence, I am not too sure what their situations are in terms of uploads. They probably would have their own team talks uploads probably in the next day or two. But what is guaranteed anyways is that Football Talk will be on Tuesday, usually normal time, 5:30. So do tune in for that, people. If you do get the chance. If you don't, you can always replay it and watch it back. But yeah, I should be available for a match reaction anyways on the Arsenal game on Wednesday night. So people, outside of Football Talk on Tuesday, that's the next time you're gonna see me. And yeah, people, appreciate the support again. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the comments, the engagement, the likes. All those who are spreading our channel around to friends, to families, all those who are talking about our channel, all those who are watching, we appreciate the support nonetheless. I think we're close to 200 now. I don't know how many away, 8, 7, I think we are. So the aim is to get to 200 at least before Christmas. So people, for those of you who will be watching this to the end, we really hope that you can push us and get us to 200 before Christmas. But nonetheless, though, people, thank you all for those who tune in. That's me, and I'm gonna see you guys for Football Talk on Tuesday. Peace.